Alright, ladies and gents, today's topic is of great value to any thinking man, I'd say. So just give me a minute so that I go live on Facebook as well, okay? And while doing that, I'll just tell you about Miss Rand. Her real name is Alyssa Rosenbaum. She ran away from the USSR. Luckily, she was able to do that. The rest of her family couldn't. So she did that before, like there was this so-called Iron Curtain, which fell over the USSR. So she became a very famous and celebrated writer and philosopher in the United States. Yeah, and she created her own philosophy, which is called Objectivism. So we're going to talk about philosophy in general, and you will learn about her philosophy, like Objectivism, what it is, right? It's one of those rare philosophies which is human-centric. I mean, at the center is of her philosophy is the man, not a group of people, but a single human being, right? That's quite unique because a lot of philosophies actually talk about groups, like in the name of the society, in the name of the fatherland or the country, right, etc., etc. So her philosophy values life and the life of the individual, right? That's one of those rare, unique features of Objectivism. And she's a big fan of no, it wasn't Socrates, like the disciple of Socrates is Plato, and then after Plato we have Aristotle. Yes, she's a big fan of Aristotle, and her philosophy is built on the basis of Aristotle's philosophy, which celebrates life, right? That's something very unique in the world of philosophy as well, unfortunately. For instance, Plato talks about like the fact that you shouldn't trust your mind, you shouldn't trust your senses. Everything is false in this world. There is a better world, the world of ideas, right? So actually, even in the world of philosophy, politics, and religion, this celebration of life is something rare, unfortunately. Mostly religions, for instance, talk about heavens and hells, and they say that this reality sucks, or it's fake, you shouldn't think about this reality, right? Etc., etc. So Ayn Rand's philosophy differs from that perspective because she celebrates life, okay? So let's move on, okay? And let's start listening. Actually, she gave a lecture. This is one of her lectures. And she gave this lecture at a military academy, in a military academy. Let's see. See, her address, she addressed to the senior class of the US Military Academy at West Point. Wow, 1974. So a military, guys, a US military academy invited Ayn Rand so that she could talk about those topics to their to the senior class, like to the guys who were going to graduate from the academy soon, right? Sooner or later. I think that was quite soon, the last grade, I suppose. So listen carefully, because the U.S. government thought that this, right, what we are about to listen, will listen probably to one part of it, not to the whole lecture. This was worth listening, they thought, and they invited Miss Rand so that she would talk about these topics. Let me just also make a new file, and I'll be making some notes like vocabulary, etc. Okay.
Since I'm a fiction writer, let us start with a short story.
So, since I'm a fiction writer, right, Miss Rand says, let's start from a short story. So, maybe, fiction. Yes, fiction is one style of writing. When you write about events and stories that are not factual. Write about events. So it's not like documentary type. Yes, we have fiction movies, we have fiction writings. Okay. So.
Suppose that you are an astronaut whose spaceship gets out of control and crashes on an unknown planet. When you regain consciousness and find that you are not hurt badly, first 3 questions in your mind would be...
So, a beautiful expression, to regain consciousness. Yes. So, first you faint. Right, let's have a look what that is. Faint. So this is a great method, by the way. I recommend you all. Just write the word that you're looking for. There it is, and check out the images. Often it will work, like mostly it will work, okay? Maybe in 90+% of cases. So you faint, and when you wake up, you regain. Yes, you again have, yes, regain your consciousness, all right? So you're an astronaut, and your plane crashes on an unknown planet, and you regain consciousness. And then you ask yourself,
how can I discover it? What should I do?
So those 3 focal questions, right?
You see unfamiliar vegetation outside, and there is air to breathe. See unfamiliar vegetation outside.
Again, unfamiliar. Yes, familiar, and the opposite, unfamiliar. Again, this would be a good synonym, would be unknown. Yes, something that you do not know. Right? You see unfamiliar vegetation. You see unfamiliar vegetation. Vegetation. Again, if you don't know the word, just vegetation. Type it in. There it is. Right? Lots of plants, trees. This is vegetation. Okay. We have the word vegetable coming from the same root, right? Vegetable, right? Okay.
And there is air to breathe. The sunlight seems paler than you remembered, and cold.
Pale. The sunlight seems paler. So it's the opposite. Pale is the opposite of bright. Yes, or clear. Yes. let's just have a look. Pale. Sunlight, let's just have it like this. Yes, when, for instance, there are some clouds or there is some mist, yes, some white fog, it's paler. Yeah. Oh, we can just have pale. I'm not sure what we'll see if we just write pale. Well, yeah, the color of the skin can be pale, yes, when it's not normal, like it's too white, when people are too afraid, or maybe they have some health problems, yes, the skin gets pale. Okay.
You turn to look at the sky, but stop. You are struck by a sudden feeling.
You are struck by a sudden feeling, yes. So there is a feeling which comes at you suddenly, yes. Sudden is like unexpected, yes, when something may happen at once, too fast or very fast. Struck, something comes to your head very fast. So an astronaut or on an unknown planet, you don't know anything about this planet, and now some you.
If you don't look, you won't have to know that you are perhaps too far from the Earth and no return is possible.
So if you don't look, you perhaps, maybe, yeah? Perhaps you don't need to know that you are too far away from the Earth. So you're this astronaut, and suddenly you have this feeling, well, if I don't look around, I am sort of true, and the fact that I don't sort of protects me. This is how a lot of people react to unfamiliar and unknown situations.
So long as you don't know it, you are free to believe what you wish. And you
So long as, yes? So long as is as long as.
experience a foggy, pleasant, but somehow guilty kind of hope.
And so you experience some a kind of hope, but it's foggy, and guilty. Again, fog is another word for mist, yes? So foggy, this is very foggy, right? So it's unclear. You have a sense of hope, but it's very foggy. You don't know what to expect, right? So this is the word, foggy.
You turn to your instruments. There may be damage, you don't know how seriously. But
so you're this astronaut, you don't know what to do, then you turn to your instruments, yes, your spaceship, and want to understand what happened to the spaceship.
you stop, struck by a sudden fear. How can you trust these instruments?
So again, you stop. She uses the same word. Suddenly struck by this same feeling. How can you trust? Yes, those instruments. So this is pure philosophy, guys, because in real life these instruments are our brains and bodies. Yes, and a lot of philosophies tell us that we shouldn't trust our bodies, right? Don't trust your mind. You cannot think for yourself, etc. So in this story, actually, we are the astronaut, like each and every human being that wants to understand how life works. And we start doubting ourselves, or we are told that we should doubt ourselves. And it's not only like a religion that tells us so. Again, the philosophy of Plato, for instance, or Kant, yes, Hegel. A lot of philosophers tell us, don't believe your mind, you are too stupid to think, your brain is fooling you, etc., etc., right?
How can you be sure that they won't mislead you?
Yes. How can you be sure that your instruments, yes, they won't mislead you? Yes. So to mislead, to lead, yeah, this is the word, the root word. To lead, yes. Again, you can try to lead. Yes, exactly. Yes, when someone is leading, we have the word leader. Yes, a leader. Leader, coming from this root word lead. Yes. So mislead, when someone is leading you towards the wrong direction. Let's see if we can see anything interesting. Well, yeah, this is kind of misleading, right? Yeah. So how can you be sure that your instruments won't mislead you, your brain, your mind? Actually, again, Plato has this famous, let's say, Plato's famous cave analogy. Yes, when Plato says that our brains are caves, like we should not trust our brains. Let's see if we have Plato cave analogy or analogy, depending on where you live. So this is it. Plato is saying don't trust your brain, don't trust your eyes, etc. Your mind is fooling you. There's a better world, a world of ideas. It's beautiful as a story, but in practice, this is where misleading starts. When you are told that you shouldn't trust your brain, you shouldn't try to understand this world with your five senses, because according to Plato, this cave is our sense organs, like eyes, ears, nose, and our mind. Okay?
How can you know whether they will work in a different world? You turn away from these things.
So you turn away, you reject those instruments. Yes, turn away from, to reject, to turn away from. You turn away from your instruments, you reject them, you say, okay, I will just believe. Yes. So this discussion is about reason versus faith. By the way, VS stands for versus, which is against. It's religion versus or against faith. Should you think and learn, or should you simply blindly believe, right?
Now you begin to wonder why you have no desire to do anything.
Woo! That's strong, yes. Now you begin to wonder why you have no desire to do anything, right? Let's hear it again.
Now you begin to wonder why you have no desire to do anything.
Yep. Why do I have no desire to do anything, right? Why you have no desire to do anything? Why don't you want to do anything? Yes, to do or undertake, we could use this word, undertake. Well, in English, undertake, we have the word undertaker, which has a different meaning, but to act, yes, to start. So if you have this feeling, why do I have no desire to do anything? Why am I maybe afraid? Am I too lazy? What's the problem? Why don't I want to act or to do anything? If you have this desire, Miss Rand is telling you that it's because of your philosophical beliefs. Okay.
It seems so much safer just to wait for something to turn up somehow.
Exactly. It seems so much safer, right? Just to wait for something to turn up, something to happen, yeah, somehow on its own. Like you do not want to act. You are. We have this word apathy, yes, or indifference. You become apathetic or indifferent. Apathetic or indifferent. You are afraid to act, or you may not be even afraid, but you don't want to act. You are like, okay, I'll just wait. Yes, things will happen. Or I believe in some destiny. If something is to happen, it will happen on its own. Yes, there is some God or some divinity. Divinity, God, yes. Supernatural creature that will act instead of me. Yes.
It is better, you tell yourself, not to rock the spaceship.
Yes, it's better not to rock the spaceship. Actually, to rock, that's a verb. To rock is to move from one side to the other side. Well, yeah, no, we don't have it. To rock, sometimes you can add the word clip art, and it may improve your, well, no, it's a noun, a rock, yes? But to rock, verb, is to move, yes? When you move from one side to the other side violently, yes? And this is actually the musical genre, rock or rock and roll, is exactly about that. When you rock yourself or the music, yes, and you are very active on the stage instead of just standing there and singing, right? So to rock is to move. To rock a ship or the ship. Let's see if we could have some images to rock the ship. Yeah, when you move it from one side to the other side, yeah, that's rocking the ship. Yeah, maybe this one is rocking the ship, right? So, yeah. So you tell yourself it's better not to rock the spaceship. It's better not to act, not to do anything, because you're afraid that if you undertake, if you try to do anything, you will harm yourself or others. Yes, there is this, I will use the word existential. Yes, existential fear. Like you are afraid of life. Existential is like about the fact that it is with you as long as you exist or as long as you think in a religious manner. Yes. So there is this existential fear in you.
Far in the distance, you see some sort of living creatures approaching. You don't know whether they are human, but...
So some creatures approach you, yes? They come near you, approach. They come near or towards you, yes? Towards you. You also, Ayn Rand uses gerunds. You see some creatures approaching you. Yeah, in this case, this is called, this could be a gerund, this could be an infinitive, so I wouldn't like to get into this technical discussion, but I'll give you this website, liveworksheets.com. In here, for instance, if you write gerunds, yes, you'll have lots of exercises. Often it's gerunds and infinitives, so you just read. You can discover both. And when you know what it is and how it works, of course, your English will get that much better. Yes. And this website is very interactive. Like, you have to fill in, yes, you have to match, etc., etc., and then you click finish. Yes, check my answers, and you can see whether you're wrong or correct. Yes, if it's red, you're wrong. So this is a very nice platform, yes, resource. All right.
They walk on 2 feet. They, you decide, will tell you what to do. You are never heard from again.
And this is passive voice. You are never heard from again. Yes, heard from. It means no one hears from you ever again. Yeah. So this is active voice. Active voice. And this one is passive voice. Just an example, another example, a simpler one. I write a book. Yeah, this is a normal active voice. Active voice. What's this? Ah, no, that's fine. I'm writing. Yeah, you can say so, but this is normal as well. Or the book is written by me. Yes, the book is written, or the book is, if it's continuous, being written by me. Yes, so this is passive. Yes, I eat an apple, the apple is eaten by me. This is the difference between active and passive voices. Yeah, you don't have to know like what they are called. If you know how to use them in your everyday speech, that's good enough. So I'm just giving you the names so that you can Google if you'd like to, or you can just type in, maybe if we on this website, passive voice. Yes, you can have some extra exercises. So normally I don't ask my students to memorize vocabulary, especially those terms, grammatical jargon, or language. Okay. So this is the story. Yes, you're an astronaut. Your spaceship falls somewhere on an unknown planet, and you are afraid of facing the reality. You're afraid of discovering, yes, what is happening around you, and you choose to believe instead, and you put your hope, so to say, so to speak, you put your hope on others. You hope that there will come someone, yes, and they will tell you how to live or what to do. Yes. This can be a political figure, this can be a religious leader, like Donald Trump will come and save us all, or Mr. Biden will fix America. So someone other than you will do the job. Yes, you're a passive observator, you're a passive witness, and you just wait for someone to fix everything, right? And in this story, no one knows what happens to you. Well, you're never heard from again. What do you think happened to the astronaut? Share your opinions and ideas. I'd say he is killed, because otherwise probably he could live with them, lead a happy life, but maybe he would miss his home, he would try to return, or he would send a message to the mankind that, hey guys, mankind, humanity, hey guys, I discovered this planet, I'm alive, blah blah blah. Yeah. So if you're never heard from again, most probably you're killed. And this is how we live in our lives. Often.
This is fantasy, you might say. You would not act like that, and no astronaut ever would.
You wouldn't have acted.
You would not act like that, and no
Yes. You would wouldn't have acted like that, and no other astronaut would. Yes, no one would act like that. You might say.
Astronaut ever would, perhaps not. But this is the way most men live their lives here on Earth.
Yes, this is the way most men live their lives here on Earth. We choose to believe, we choose to wait for a savior, yes, for a messiah or a savior who will come, or in British English you'd have savior, yes. You expect someone to come and fix everything for you. Maybe a handsome prince on a white horse, or maybe a strong political or religious figure. Yes, you are passive. Yeah, you're not active. You wait for something to turn up somehow, just as Ayn Rand put it, yes, earlier.
Most men spend their days struggling to evade three questions.
Yes, most men live their lives struggling to. Most men evade three questions. Yes, evade. Run away from. Yes, to run away from. Yes, to try to hide from. Yeah, they evade those three questions.
The answers to which underlie man's every thought, feeling, and action.
So your thoughts, feelings, and actions depend on those three questions.
Whether he is consciously aware of it or not.
Whether you are consciously aware, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. Yes. Yes. So to be aware of, yes, to know about something, whether you know it or you don't. Yeah. Often in, especially, well, it's not just American English, but some people prefer just put a comma in here, whether you are consciously aware of it, and that's the end. But as you just heard, Ayn Rand prefers to also state or not. So both are okay. I'm just leaving it this way.
Where am I? How do I know it? What should I do?
So these are the three key questions, yes, that are very important for every human being. Where am I? How do I know it? What should I do?
By the times are
These are, I'd give you this word, vital questions. Vital, very important for life. Yes, vita means life. So vital in English means very important for life.
old enough to understand these questions, men believe that they know the answers. Where am I? Say, in New York City. How do I know it? It's self-evident. What should I do? Here they are not.
So self-evident, yes? Self-evident. Obvious. Yeah, it's obvious where am I? Or how do I know it? It's obvious. Also today a GPS map would tell me. So actually there is also another question, who am I? Yes, a very important one as well. However, it's also a matter of personal research, yes, to know thyself, to learn about yourself. This is a very famous philosophical sentence. Know thyself, yes. Know yourself, or learn about who you are, yes. This comes from ancient Greece again, yeah. If I write know thyself, ancient Greece, or Apollo's temple. There is this famous Apollo temple. Yes, so Gnothi Seafton, yeah, Gnothi Safton. This is in Greek. Actually, the word Gnosticism, yes, or knowledge. Gnosis, yes, knowledge. This is the word, and we have Gnosticism and agnosticism, yes. So ancient Greece, maybe Apollo temple, Apollo's temple. Let's see if, yeah. So there was this famous temple of Apollo, and they say by the entrance to the temple, there was this, yes, Gnosi Theafthon, yes, written on the entrance towards of the building, yeah. So yes.
Not too sure, but the usual answer is whatever everybody else does. The only trouble seems to be that they're not very active, not very confident, not very happy, and they experience at times a causeless fear and an undefined guilt, which they cannot.
So important. Like this lecture, guys, is so profound, so important. So causeless fear, yes, fear that has no reason or no cause, yes. It's just you sometimes people have this fear, you don't know where it comes from, yeah. You just have it about life, about maybe tomorrow, etc. So Ayn Rand is explaining you where this comes from. Yes, those fears, those anxieties.
At times, a causeless fear and an undefined guilt, which they.
Undefined guilt. Oh, goodness. Yes, undefined guilt. It's like a sense of guilt. It's my fault, yes? Like, it's my fault. Which you don't know where it comes from, yes? So the origin and or source of which is not clear. Neither the origin nor this sense of guilt itself. What is it? Like, can you pinpoint it? Yes. To pinpoint, yes. To pinpoint. Yes, this is a pin. To pinpoint is to mark clearly. Yes, to pinpoint, to mark or show clearly. Yes, there is no definition. Yes, you cannot define it. Where does it come from? It's just there, and you don't understand it yourself, right?
They cannot explain or get rid of.
So 331, this is where we stop. Okay, we got a lot of vocabulary, actually 3 pages, y'all. So again, you can just go through this vocabulary. I'll also leave it under the in the comments section under the video. Okay. If you're planning to pass a TOEFL or IELTS exam, you will face this thing, yes, about synonyms, for instance. And this will be in your reading and listening sections. You will need to know your synonyms, yes, a lot of them. Also, one of the assignments will be to for instance, the writing assignment is to write about some topic. So you can write about Ayn Rand's lecture, like what we've heard until now. So I'm just giving you this assignment, if you'd like to. Of course, it's just totally your choice. Assignment. What do you think of Ayn Rand's theories and lecture? Yes. Do you support or agree with her ideas? Why? Or if not, why not? Yes, explain it. So normally you will have the word count. Yes, it will be your first essay during your IELTS will be 150 words. Yes, your second essay will be 250 words. Yes, you do not really have to be in this range. If you go overboard, you are not penalized for that. It's if it's 260, for instance, right? So, however, you can choose on your own to write a short essay like 150 words or a longer one, 250 words. Okay. So this is it, y'all. You just leave your assignments as comments under the video, okay? Of course, your likes and your comments help promote my videos, my content on YouTube. So I'm grateful for that, y'all. You can like and subscribe and leave your comments, and of course these these types of assignments help you, yes, because it's not just about passing your exams. In real life you will be writing, or you are already writing, emails. Yeah, sometimes you apply for some jobs, emails, so job, or let's say university applications. Yes, you have to write some essays if you're going to apply to a university. So writing is as important as speaking. Yes, so from time to time you just simply messaging. Yes, messaging, you message people. You not just message your friends, you may interact with prospective, yes, we could say future or possible employer. Yes, employer, or partner. Yeah, business partner. So knowing how to write, yeah, that's a very important skill. Yeah. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being with me, and see you next time.